Welcome everybody to Thursday night.
That's the perfect intro.
Yeah. I was able to watch you guys in the backstage part and see you laughing. So
I'm hearing that.
For those of you who have never joined us, I think this is like the 6th or 7th or even more that we've done. We at least do one a year, and they've always been super fun. And I'm sure tonight will be no different. It looks like Lou, on your channel, you were a little concerned. Looks like people are showing up over on there. Once you hit live, it was all it's all good.
Is it Melly?
There's Melly.
So if you guys along the way you have questions or you want to interject or you just have comments, I'll flag them, and then we get, if we're talking and we get to the end of something, I'll go back and we'll catch up with all you guys. So welcome Mary, and welcome Lou, and I haven't seen you guys in a while, and this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out.
Always. And I think that it's one of those things that I think if we did it too much, it just wouldn't have that buzz. Like once we get going, if you guys have never joined us before, it's pretty fun. We we do dog things, we talk real, but we also have a lot of fun with it. So I don't know. To me, this is always one of the nicer ones to do.
We go off the rails. We never know what's going to happen.
And I need to mention this to those that don't know that. Okay, look, Lou and Mary, always since the beginning, Long Island Dash Experience. By the way, if you guys don't know, check out their channel. But they are part-time gig workers. And in fact,
very part-time.
Well, and now from what you told me backstage, very, 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 very part-time. So but my point is, even when I met you, you were very part-time because both of you have full-time jobs. You don't need to do this. This was extra money.
Yep.
Which now I kind of laugh at, because having just one kid in college and you guys having more than one. Yeah, I know you don't have extra money.
And one more on the way.
One more on the way. He's 16. So
I mean, but and hopefully, I'm sure everybody in your family is doing great. Last I asked, Lou had said you guys were all great.
Yeah.
Everybody's
one graduates in May, the other graduates in December,
and
then thank God, because we found out that if she didn't graduate in December, they would have graduated on Friday, and then we would have to fly out to Wisconsin for Saturday graduation. So thank goodness she had a flubby of a semester, so which is fine. And then the one that goes to Wisconsin, she actually got engaged over the holidays, so we have that to look forward to. Yeah. So
wait, why did I already think she was?
No,
he was pretty involved with your family, right? He's been coming back, and maybe like
they've been together for 5 years.
So maybe that was
he made a brief appearance in one of the videos on the other channel that we were doing.
Yes.
Okay. Did he ask you, Lou, first?
He did. He did.
Dude.
I'll be honest with you, because they were home for 3 weeks, and he came to me. I don't remember if it was that day or a couple of days.
No, it was the night before.
The night before, and he had asked me. Yeah, you can minimize.
I'm just going to minimize this. It's distracting.
And he said to me, I just want to ask your daughter's hand in marriage. Would you mind? And I was just like, I did not know what to say. I was like, wait, what? I was like, yeah. And I was like, and then thanks for asking, because I know I didn't do that.
I know. Well, I mean, yeah.
Mary and I were just like, do you want to get married eventually? Okay, cool. Let's go get a ring. I didn't ask nobody.
I was more wondering if you messed with him at all or anything, but it sounds like you were more than anything else. Like, wait, you're really asking me?
I was like, okay. But the whole thing was hilarious. It was I don't know if you're familiar with the Melting Pot, a restaurant, but it happened at the Melting Pot.
So we were all there on Christmas Eve. It was cute.
It was cute. It was the whole funny experience.
And also we have new digs now, because we're not in the basement.
We're not in the basement anymore. I have an office.
Finally moved upstairs.
I have windows, so during the day when I'm working from home, I can actually see outside and actually know that like life exists, which is nice.
wasn't your office in the house before?
It was, but it was in the basement.
It was in the basement. Yeah.
So now he's upstairs.
Working office, was that in the basement too?
What was that?
Like you, Lou, your day work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the basement.
It was in the basement. Yeah.
I thought there was never mind. I thought it was a different room that you did your work in.
No, he was in the basement.
Yeah.
Poor guy was in the basement for how many years? 5 years.
Basement.
So, I guess before, like, so I got a few things that I think we'll talk that I always, you guys know, I always try and pick the topics around with guests. And so I think that I think these are good ones, and we're just kind of playing with them a bit. We'll see like where this goes and where you guys want it to go. You guys have all of you watching have a hand in this too. Ask the questions as we go along, please. Or any comments, questions, concerns. But so you guys are doing less gig work because you're burnt out on it. I mean, I was talking to you backstage, but I need because you're burnt out on it, or because the pay, just the oversaturation,
I think we were burning out. I think it was becoming work, and we have a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
So we're like, when it becomes work and it's like, all right, we got to go do the shift, and it's like, I don't want to do the shift.
I think there's more. I think there's even more to that. Like when I look at every single week, especially now, we're so busy. So Mary works late at her 9 to 5 on Mondays and Tuesdays, where she works till 7 o'clock.
So I'm not home till 7:30.
So she gets home at 7:30. By 9 o'clock, she's in bed. For me, I'm more of like, okay, I'm doing my job from 9 to 5 to get that energy now to go out by myself during the nighttime, especially now during the winter time where it's so freaking cold, and I'm like over this cold already.
Yeah, I was gonna add that a lot of these people watching are, because we've been other than a couple colds, we've been experiencing summer here, which I actually hate. And
we have the winter in New York right now.
But I lived here for winter, and we didn't even get one. So
we got your winter. You're welcome.
Then on top of that, we have Tuesdays. We have Tuesdays and Wednesdays where our son is in nighttime activities. So we really can't then go out like on Wednesdays. Then Thursdays is our time to actually hang out with our friends. So we hang out with our friends then on Thursdays,
and same with Friday.
And the same with Friday. So before you know it, we have Saturday and Sunday, and then it's like, all right, we've been working all week. Do we now want to work on the weekend as well right now for money that is not needed?
Right. And then the other thing is, Lou doesn't have time during the day to edit. So now he has to do it in the evening when he wants to unwind. And he doesn't want to.
That being said, we really enjoy doing the channel. Right. And we enjoy
I know you
aspect to it.
And
which is why we still make time to do it. Yeah, which is why I think we still make time to do it. But also there's like been stretches where if we like, especially in the past couple of months where we've gone a couple of weeks without doing it, where all of a sudden we're like, we're hungry for it and we want to go out and do it and have some fun with it. And that's really what's been the case for the past, I'd say, few shifts we've done.
We haven't done a shift in this weekend will be 3 weeks that we haven't did it, because we did it the first weekend in February, and then I think
we didn't do it the weekend after.
Didn't do it the weekend after because we had something going on.
The weather. It was
the weather. Oh, the weather. Right.
Yeah.
And then we were going to go because we went away last week. And then the weekend before, I was actually like, oh, we should go out.
But I was sick. I've also been dealing with a lot of migraines.
Oh, yeah.
Like every day I've been dealing with these migraines.
Ouch.
And the day we were going to go out, I was dealing with the massive migraines.
Right.
So we ended up not going out.
Because we were leaving on, James went to Italy. So he left on Sunday. So we got him on the bus, and then we're like, all right, we'll go do a shift. And then Lou was like, no, I'm not feeling it, because we were leaving on Monday to go to Punta Cana. And we were like, well, this will be good. We'll have a video. So this way, when we get back, he could put one out.
At least I could edit.
But then he wasn't feeling well.
And of course, I had plenty of time to edit this week too, which is kind of annoying. So we didn't have a video to edit. But we should be going out this Sunday. And I think the thing is though, like now I feel like we're making it more fun again.
Right.
I feel like there was a point where it starts to not
burnout,
fun.
man.
Yeah, where now it's
burnout
like
is very real.
We're making it, we're making it more fun and making the video and making it for the videos and making the videos more fun and kind of trying to get back to where we used to be with the videos, where it was a lot of our conversation back and forth and all of that silliness and like everything that the channel really used to be, as opposed to of like work.
And it just goes to show that even if you do have like a side gig, a part-time job, you can burn out from that too. I mean, you burn out from your 9 to 5, and then you can also burn out from your like weekend job that you have to basically do every weekend to make that little, little extra that you want to make.
And especially now, since it's really more for fun. You know what I mean? And it is for this. Like there was a point where it was for necessity, and now with it not being for necessity, it definitely is more for fun. But yet, it's still that enjoyment of going out and the adventures.
And we're trying to do the Sunday evening again, because then we can do actually more of the food delivery and not so much the ship.
Let me ask Mary this: how often on a Sunday evening do you feel like going out and doing it though?
Sunday evening, we feel like that's the better of the night.
I just meant like now it's all cold, and I don't just mean this month.
Oh, right now, yeah.
I just mean like in general, like you're looking at Lou. It's Sunday night. You guys have a full week of work coming up.
Well, we like to go out for like 5.
Yeah,
sometime 4 or 5 o'clock and be back by like 9. It's only like doing like 2 or 3 hours.
I think that's the other thing too is we've almost kind of shifted away from the whole goals thing. And like let's just go out and let's just shoot a video. Let's do some food delivery or something like that, or do some ships, see whatever happens, and just kind of go with the flow instead of you know what I mean.
And we did get an episode where I let Lou drive.
Yeah, which was so much fun.
Wait, you preferred driving over running in?
Who, me? Lou.
But I got to do the driving. No, one of the main reasons, by the way, that I don't like driving with Mary is because Mary makes me nervous when I drive, because she is definitely a side seat driver. Backseat driver. And it's like, why do you have your blinker on? No, don't go left. No, we go right. And I'm like, But on the other hand, Mary got to see on the opposite side of like deal with the apps and with the multi-app.
And like them coming through and like you're trying to like look at the thing and then the other one's dinging and then I didn't like it.
Yeah. So it was fun kind of getting to be in each other's seats. I got to kind of also be in the driver's seat of listening to what's going on the apps and like, well, what are we doing? Are we going this way? Are we going that way? Did we take that order? We did not take that order.
Right.
So it was definitely a very fun experience getting
those are some of my most, those are, I think everybody pretty much even agrees with me. The two of you, the real moments are the reason we all watch, because it's
exactly.
It's just great, dude.
It's definitely kind of a struggle because obviously we're going to make more money doing Shipped. But the problem is that those videos, sometimes they're not the most exciting videos. It's, the people like them, but we don't get that same communication with us back and forth with those videos because of the fact that it's Mary with me. We were looking for something, she finds something. I'm usually cracking jokes in the background just to kind of keep things going. And, I think the food delivery videos end up being a little more entertaining. Sorry, hang on one second.
He needs paper.
Our son needs paper. This is real life happening right now.
That's how it is, guys.
The boy he's back from Italy after a 10-day trip in Italy and right back thrown into school.
Like that paper? You need more?
So I guess there's not a lot to ask you then to the first point I had about pay in 2026. Like, I know that's why I was pointing out the part-time thing again. I'm going to get to that here in 1 second, because this is kind of a big deal that I'm going to mention about part-time, but do you guys even notice the difference? I know you said you're not setting goals, but.
Well, it's interesting because we went out, the last time we went out, was that when I drove? Or no, when you drove?
Yeah, when I drove was the last time we went out, yeah.
And we didn't set a goal. No, I think I drove. I don't know. Whatever.
No. The last time we went out was when I drove, and you did set a goal.
And it was like $40. We're like $40, and we crushed it.
We made like $90.
Yeah.
In like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. It was like a crazy Sunday.
Yeah. But we also had a new restaurant that just opened up over here called Wonder. And they were running some really good deals where like free delivery. So we were seeing some big, like we only did about like, we made like $90 and I think we did like 4 or 5 orders.
Yeah.
Because
like
they were just huge orders at this restaurant Wonder, which was a brand new restaurant that everybody was trying. But I'd say even like right now, I don't think we're really seeing it from the shifts we've been doing, because then we've been doing a lot of the shift. And I feel like we've gotten lucky that we've been getting decent orders. So we haven't really been seeing it.
Maybe more to the point, are they, and this again, guys, this is just always hypothetical. I've been waiting to have these guys on, because when I have a part-timer, it's different. Or do they like the fact that you've paused yourself out of the game for a little bit and then came back for your 1 day a week thing? Because they love the 1 day a week people.
It's quite possible.
Yeah.
You know what? That's very interesting.
DoorDash orders are still pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's across the board. I think
Grubhub is really the last couple times it's been Grubhub has been, I think maybe the Amazon thing, the Amazon push, and they had those ads on the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, the Grubhub orders that come in like seem to be a lot girthier.
Do you think that that's really helped? I mean, they've been with Amazon for 2 years or 2+ years now. I don't think it's really done anything. I'm an Amazon Prime member.
I don't know.
When I don't order food.
But also if you notice, like when you look at the breakdown, Grubhub pays a lot of money. Like I think one of the orders we got paid like $15 from Grubhub, and then the tip was only like $8. So they do pay. So maybe Amazon like covers a lot of it.
I don't know, but I also do notice that the Grubhub customer definitely tips much better than the customers of the other two.
Well, because they're not paying all those fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
And listen, if they're ordering off of Amazon, they're already like shopaholics anyway. So
right.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll like have to order vitamins for my dog, and before I can never get around this on Amazon anymore. No matter what, when I'm like I'm ready to check out, they send me to the produce page. Do you want bananas? Like, no, dude.
Grubhub is owned by Wonder.
See, that makes sense. So that's interesting. Grubhub's owned, which makes sense then why we were getting all those Grubhub orders, and they were great. They were insane at night. I mean, I actually decided to wait 40 minutes for the first order I got from them, and it was like because it was like $17, and it was like the perfect way.
And
to
it was
start
like
shift.
2 miles away. It was like super close.
Yeah, and I actually waited, and I would never wait 40 minutes. But the thing is, like with food delivery being so unpredictable, I didn't want to cancel it. But I do think that's one other advantage that we kind of have by going out so infrequently is we really can pick and choose like the best times to go out.
Yeah.
You know, which I really think with food delivery is really Sunday. I think Sunday night is golden for food delivery.
We find that Sunday night because it's the end of the week. Everyone's like, all right, I've already meal prepped for the week and I don't want to cook right now.
Yeah, Sunday night's like a perfect night for ordering out. Like in fact, a couple times we've gone out on Saturday nights in the past couple of months,
and it's been terrible.
Haven't been as good as it.
Well, everyone goes out on Saturday nights too. They go to do
whatever.
True. I don't know.
It's also got a big thing. It's like with the pandemic being over now and everything.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know about where you guys are, and again, it doesn't have to do with weather, but even me in Denver doesn't go out. I mean, of course, there's the top elite people who do maybe, but like the regular crowds that would be out aren't out. People aren't spending money like that.
I don't know. I still see by us, especially like
I mean, maybe food delivery and stuff.
I
think that, and I think we even have talked about this like 2 years ago when it was over a different reason. But it's like that might be the fun they're having for the week.
Right.
Let's order food. Like,
yeah.
You know, like,
yeah. I mean, we like to go to the movies. We go to the movies a lot, and no one goes to the movies anymore.
Yeah.
No one. I mean, restaurants are usually pretty full.
Yeah.
When we go out to like a restaurant, but no one goes to the movies.
But yeah, the restaurants have been pretty full though.
Yeah,
I would say.
So this is where I was going kind of with this, and I mean, before I even start, do you even turn DoorDash on anymore, or was that comment to kind of?
No, we do,
I still turn it on, and I'm usually able to dash now.
Yeah, I was gonna say even though he's at like what 19%, I think right now.
Usually no problem. I usually have no problem dashing now. Let's say right now, I want to check. I mean,
Dash Now for All is
Thursday?
supposed to be out. I mean, it is out, but it's not out everywhere. So your market might not have it, but it kind of might have it.
Right now I can dash now. I love how it says like average offer wait 4 minutes, and that's not even true. That's never true.
Yeah, but it's like a $2 order.
Yeah. see what Shipped came in with a bonus in the meantime. We got there's a bonus from the 27th on the 27th, $23 bonus for completing 5 orders.
That's kind of
the ship stuff is so. The thing is, the ship stuff is so good. Their bonus system is amazing, and the fact that they have bonuses on individual orders and then bonuses on the completing that's what makes it so hard not to do ship. Is they're paying really well, and the ship customer is tipping for the most part. Well,
and I didn't hear Instacart in there either.
We never turn Instacart on
ever anymore.
Terrible.
I mean, we turn it on, just we don't get anything.
You're finally in my world.
Instacart,
You all thought like he's crazy, dude. Not every order's $8 with no tip. It is.
But not only that, but like like looking at the upside, right? Of the upside of Shipped, as opposed to there's zero upside to Instacart. In fact, there's only downside to Instacart.
Right. They take away like if you miss an item.
Yeah, where Shipped you're never losing money, but you have a decent chance of making more money.
Right.
So it's like it makes it like hard to wonder like why do I want to sit here and do it on an inferior app that doesn't even work that well, as opposed to the Shipped app, which actually does work really well, and with that upside on Shipped, where you actually really like you care, as opposed to with Instacart, where you're shopping in fear. You're shopping in fear of like an item not being in stock.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't. I know that used to like when they first launched them on Uber Eats and DoorDash. I remember during Roundtable years, like Kim would always come with her facts on that stuff, and she'd be like, "It's not that big a deal." Now, when I talk to Kim, she's like, "It is. It could wreck you overnight. It could. I mean, like they're really." I always knew, like, dude, they didn't just insert this stupid items found, items missing. They didn't do it just to make you laugh. They did it because something was coming about
Rob said Instacart is good in Nassau County.
You can have fun in Nassau County, Rob.
And then we always have deal
with that traffic.
The three of us share a friend too, Ryan in Austin, who always would usually pop in here and be like, "Oh, Instacart rocks in my market." And him and I would always bark at each other, but good
we
people.
Just like going to Nassau in general.
So this is where I get to the metrics. So, I've been all about this. It's illegal. It's against the labor laws in every state. I mean, like the general, I'm not even getting into the in-depth stuff. I'm just telling you guys some facts you should know. I mean, look it up in your state labor law. They can't use metrics on independent contractors. Well, you absolutely are titled an independent contractor and will remain to be because you're a W-2 worker, but there was a time when maybe they could trick you a bit with the metrics. Like, oh, look at this big order you get if you're platinum, gold, aluminum, silver guy. You know what I mean? Like, but now I think they're in we've had transparency here for a long time. There might still be good orders, but it's definitely closest to pen. I could have a 10% AR. Somebody could have 90. And if I'm sitting right by the restaurant and they're a mile away, I get it every time. Metrics mean nothing. And I think that in 2026, it's showing more than ever. I know some people still play the metrics game. I don't know why, because honestly, unless it's your market hasn't got to Dash Now all the time, it does nothing. Because I know that one thing Kim used to say was that it allows me to dash anytime. Okay, I understand that. It's still not right, but I understand it. But nonetheless, I don't think there are the orders anymore. I don't think there is a great order to put out there and even pretend like, oh, you're silver. Look what you get. Like they don't have anything to hand the silver people.
Right. I think
you get bombarded more when you're up there because they want you to keep falling under the real-time line and all this. And it's like, and those people that fight for that. I mean, I really worry for the beginning people, because when you open an app, you don't go, I know the labor law, and that's not legal. I'm calling my attorney. You definitely you open the app and you start playing the game a little bit, and you start, and their hope is that it lasts longer than like that first 50 or 100. It's like, oh gosh, my AR's at 80%, and yet maybe they're new, and I'd be like, what does AR mean? And they'd be like, I don't know, but I must need to keep it high, right?
Yeah. No,
Like,
you're 100% correct.
like
I was in the bagel place a few weeks back, just as a customer, and a driver came in, and I just happened to make a remark. I goes, "Oh, you're doing DoorDash?" And she goes, "Yeah, but some of these orders I take, they're so bad, but I need to keep this acceptance rate up high, because or else I'm afraid that they'll deactivate me or something." And I went through the whole entire spiel with her, like, "Guys, so just so you know, don't do that. All right, that doesn't matter, and this is really what you should be doing." And I'm pretty sure I pointed it to the channel or afterwards, of course. But no, the new people, they're not going to know that. They're going to look at that, and people are always scared, right? People are scared of failing, right? And the app says that you need to do these certain things to stay above certain criteria, that they are going to do things that basically work for the app. And you're right. The other issue is if people aren't ordering food
and not tip.
Right.
If the tips have all just gone to this nothing or bare minimum.
Yeah. Which they can't. People can't. I now stand like people should be tipping, but people shouldn't be using the apps. And they're not using the apps.
No, they're not.
Which is good.
I mean, yeah.
Which is good that they're not using the apps for their own wallets. Bad for the gig workers, obviously, because we want to see some orders coming in. So it's like who do you side with?
But one of the problems is any of the big companies, they're not out to make sure that I mean, we've said this forever. They don't care about the drivers, but there's a new level to it. They really don't care. They literally are. It's all just money. Like, how much more can we milk it? But we've been talking on this channel a lot about customers have woken up. Customers are paying 200% of what they were paying, which they did feel like it seems expensive, but it's worth the luxury. Well, 200% makes it worth like, and now you're a little more in pinch times. And it was I heard a weird stat today that the top 10% of people of earning working adults in the United States do 50% of the purchasing. I thought that was very interesting. But so in the last time you guys were here, the 2024 stats for part-time, full-time gig workers across the board. And I have to do a shameless little plug here, by the way, guys, because this is new. Well, first of all, these are both going to be 2 PMs. So I'm trying to do like one a month with some of these people like I used to do. So this coming Monday, I do have the COO, Chris Barnes. He's been on a few times. So is Chris Heffernan. It's just a Q&A on Expedite too. You guys are interested in catering, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Join us. We always have a great talk. And then on April 13th or 20th, I have Ryan Green. I love that I'm having Ryan on. I've talked to him several times. He is such a smart guy. And our conversation is going to be, because we could have it about a million things, but it's going to be, and he's Gridwise, by the way, but it's going to be about his thoughts on the future of autonomous, which you guys know I go off on. So like Gridwise has the data. They have the data that all of the companies have. So behind the scenes, he knows what he's seeing in data to make it real. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation. But so in 2024, the stats were that 65% of gig workers worked 7 hours or less a week. 85% worked 17 hours or less a week. 15% were 25 plus as the metric as a full-time, even at 25 hours was called full-time. 15. Now, 2025 is out now. 92% of gig app workers work less than 16 hours a week.
Wow.
92%. There's a
you see, we're part of the 92%, Mary.
Yeah. We're the majority.
This is really nuts because Okay, so 8% of the gig workers in the United States, gig app workers, are working 25 hours or more a week. To me, first of all, that's not even full time. I do know a lot who work 60, 70, and I think that's too much.
Yeah.
Right.
So we know some exceptions to the rule, but the baseline is 25 plus hours a week and you're full time. Are you kidding me? So 8% are what they call full time. Now, the reason that this was super important to me, and I wanted to bring it up to you guys and am relating it to the tiers, is because you had spoke about the tiers not being attainable to a part-timer.
Right, because of the amount of orders, yeah.
So therefore, these fake tiers that are fake,
right?
You guys, like if you only have the DoorDash app and you need the Dash Now feature and you don't have Dash Now countrywide like it's rolling out yet, I get it. Maybe you need to play it another minute or two, but I hate for you that you have to do that. But as soon as you realize that they don't matter, everything changes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
And you really need to, everybody in my opinion, everybody in 2026 needs to not just, of course, do what makes sense to you, but really make sure it makes sense to you. I've always said, if you treat it like a business, it is one. The apps aren't going to help you out, but there is a way to still maneuver them and make some money.
Yeah.
But you have to be very selective and careful. You can't be sitting on one app. Maybe you don't have to multi-app. Apps like Curry and Expedite, who's coming on, delivered that stuff, deliver that. Some of these, you can pick up scheduled ones the night before. It's great if you can schedule 2 things that are going to be 2/3 of what you want to earn the next day. That's great. And then fill in the blanks. But so I argue that the tiers have always been a trick. Just as, and I was drawing a blank on the name of it. Oh my gosh. Remember on the DoorDash feature, you guys are just going to laugh at me. Once, by the way, everybody, Mary called me a dork. Not alive. But the hourly pay selection you can do on DoorDash. Do you remember that it's locked a lot? I mean, it's gone now, I think, everywhere, but
what's that?
What did they dash? Not, it was like you're gonna do it for the time, and it would have
earn by time.
Thank you. Yeah. So that, I believe that's gone everywhere. I don't even know if anywhere even locked even sees it anymore.
I think
it's been gone in our market.
I think our daughter said they still have it in her area in Wisconsin.
Let's see. I'm going to dash now until 9:30. Let's see if it gives me the option.
I mean, yeah, I'm wondering if you even see it. I don't even see it in
real life. No,
I
do not have the option. You know what? I'm going to keep this on. Let's see how many orders we get from now until 9:30. Anybody want to guess how many orders are going to come through?
I'm going to say
we're live.
You might get a couple Dash Mart because we live like a
I'm
couple miles away from Dash Mart.
Let's see. Do you mind if I keep the sound on? We'll hear that ding ding sound when it comes through.
Yeah, leave it on because we won't hear one.
Yeah, I want to see.
Dennis Delivery, what market are you in? Because he says he's got it.
$15 an hour.
So when I was flying back and forth to Austin, working with Para, it was $11 an hour in Austin. I was thinking, who on earth is clicking this button?
Yeah.
Right.
Who is thinking, I need to click this to make $11 an hour because I can't make that here. If you can't make that there, you should be getting out of your car and finding a job. I'm sorry.
So I really think it's interesting that you said that what do you say? 85% work 16 hours or less on the gig apps. So that
was 2024. The 2025 stat.
No, it was 90.
Oh, 90. Right.
92%. Yeah, it's 92% for last year's stats.
So I know our motivation. Our motivation is we have the YouTube channel, right?
Right.
I wonder what for the amount of money that you can make, which is not a lot.
I mean, do you think more people now are back to they're getting W-2s and just need a little extra just to fill in to make a little extra? Maybe that's why a lot more people are back.
Because it has to be just but it has to be a little bit extra, because the amount that you can make in that amount of time, maybe if you make 100,
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, like you're talking about like, I mean, I've been doing it in my head too. Like even call it, let's take it down a bit. Even you could leave it at 16, but call it 12. Maybe you work a full-time job and you work 6 hours on Saturday and Sunday. My other question is how much longer are you going to do it when those 6 hours are bringing in $70?
Right.
Not only that, but we kind of talked about this before we went on the air, is the taxes.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that you're not even making that amount of money, because now you got to actually pay on the taxes as well. And I'm sure a lot of people don't properly deduct as well as they should be on the taxes. Or they don't put aside.
I don't even know if I want to tell you some stories. I would never name a name. It's been a few people, but I know some people, no joke, who use TurboTax, and they do everything and they go back. I don't know if they still do, but they go back and play with the mileage until they get a refund.
Wow. Wow.
By the way, guys, that was not an endorsement. Do not
do that. It doesn't shock me.
Don't
do that.
Not do that.
Do not do that.
Because the IRS, it will. I've heard because I saw on a podcast something like that.
If you have too many deductions, you're going to get audited.
And especially, I think even now more so, they're really, really looking at independent contractors.
Yes.
Now more than ever, no matter how much you make, from the smallest amount to the largest amount, because they're looking to get like literally every single freaking penny. But I'm sure there are plenty of people who don't even file it. So.
I mean, Christopher
the
Taylor
point is, it's like what's the motivate? Like, I wonder what the motivation is of working those. Like you're not getting that much money, so that's why I'm really surprised it's that many people that are working those few amount of hours. Like I said, I know
you got to remember though. You got to remember that the stats are coming from the app being used. The stats aren't coming. It's not from Gridwise, guys. There's a company called Argyle.io. You guys feel free to go there and anytime you want, just plug it in a browser, Argyle.io. They handle the data for the entire United States pretty much outside of government agencies. We've met with these guys a few times from Team Para. And so they're the ones who give these reports over to the universities and stuff on what's really going on. So remember that last year's data is based on illegal accounts too.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So because they just have activity on the DoorDash platform.
Mm-hmm.
So they're, these are like burner phones. Some of them have some of the people would have 10. So maybe one's on for 11 hours, one's on for 12, one's on, but maybe this guy's working 110 hours a week.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Chris is, I'm surprised about this. Chris is in Mesa and he's saying that, not worth turning it on only to get to Dash for 1 hour, maybe two orders. I got to tell you, I mean, you're in Mesa, it's a pretty big city, but in Denver, I don't even know about that. I don't know that you get to in an hour.
Yeah, I feel like
the couple times, obviously you just turned it on and nothing's come through, but the orders that do come through, they're just terrible.
Yeah. The only reason I say is still turn it on. I think for me, because I can be a little bit superstitious about these types of things, I'd be afraid not to turn it on just because of a potential lost opportunity. Even though like we said, like how Instacart's been completely useless, I still turn it on because what if? Like we were talking about before with me and poker, I'm always afraid to leave money on the table, right? And what if the good DoorDash order comes in and I did have the opportunity to do it, and I'm not doing anything right now anyway.
And we always have the side quest to always try to get one order from each of the 5 apps that we use.
That used to be so easy to do, the Quintefka. Now getting the Quintefka is like,
impossible.
It's almost impossible to get the Quintefka. Getting the Quintefka nowadays, like I feel like afterwards we go and do like a happy dance in the
street. I see this and I see Duluth. No, so they don't. Well, Prop 22 is only California, and no, they don't live. They live in Long Island, but I don't even know that you guys are affected by the New York City stuff.
No.
No.
Long
not at
Island
all.
isn't a borough, is it? Right?
No,
No.
it's
Okay,
not.
so yeah, they're not even involved in that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, New York
FYI.
City stuff has never affected us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The chaos that
That's a
goes on
different world
there.
over there, man.
It
So I don't know what I want to roll through this a little quick, and then I'm going to go over to the comments and play some catch up with you guys. So if you have questions, start putting them in. I've seen some others coming through. But so I told you that since the DoorDash roundtable, I've had Nova on. I also had Luis Berti, which is at Delivery TV. You guys might know Luis. He's the Spanish god of the community. He's the guy you go to in the Spanish community. And both of them have been on the podcast since the roundtable. This is the DoorDash roundtable, which none of us knew who they picked to fly out, because they were creators, they were Reddit users, they were people who had done more than 30,000 dashes who don't even get on YouTube. They were all picked for weird reasons, but Marco went, Nova, and Luis went. And so Marco was telling us about his exchange, and in a nutshell, the biggest takeaway I had from Marco was that there was a time when he was passing, because Tony Hsu was at the event and spoke, and he didn't use notes. And even his team had expressed concern that he was just like, you know what, let's just field some questions. They were like, well, what the hell are you doing? And so, but at a break or something, Nova was passing him. And if you guys remember, Nova Hustles used to be Nova Dasher. He changed that because he got deactivated for a day. He was with his family. He didn't even work.
Right.
Mhm.
And even turn on the app. He's passing Tony, and he says, he was nice, of course, but he's like, what, what's up? Like, one of my biggest problems is, why am I deactivated and I can't even get in touch with anybody for 4 months? I'm emailing you guys every day after a couple, because he's, by the way, to those that don't know, he has a full-time job as well. So he was able to just go about his life. He was just upset. He was like, dude, what? No responses, nothing. And then,
remind me, I have to tell you about my friend who had a thing in a minute. Just remind me.
Then like once he stopped beating down their door and sending an email every other day, and then as it turned to 3-4 days, whatever, he just gave up. And then like about a month or two later, they were like, you're back on. And so like he brought that up to Tony, and he's going, what is this?
Yeah.
And so that's one thing. But Luis is very hardcore. He's kind of like me in the Spanish community. He goes out there and really gets into the nuts and bolts of things. And he's actually gone a little too far sometimes into really trying to dig some truth out to where it put maybe him and his family even for a very short time in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So his encounter was, he got the first question off to Tony when Tony just said, you know what? And I guess he did have some paperwork, but he set it down. He said, you know what? Let's just do some questions. So Luis went first. He always is going to jump up and he's going to be like yelling and screaming. And he asked him, and he said, okay, so so Luis has 100,000 subscribers, right? He, his videos are, he, like I said, he has the Spanish community. He gets 6,000-8,000 views on a video. And that's now, like, he used to get more. We all used to see more. There's less traffic or whatever, but it's still there a bit. But he still has that community. When he does a live, there's 300 people in there asking questions left and right. And he sees Tony, and Tony's like, so what is so this first question, he says, my biggest problem is I've been creating for 5 years, or since 2018 on this space. He said, never until the last 5-6 months have I ever made a video and then known when I'm making it, I'm just going to get hate comments. He goes, never has that happened to me before. He goes, my comments used to be like, butterflies and rainbows and happiness and woo, and a mix of some of the bad and whatever. Yeah. He goes, but now if I make a video, every comment is negative, is hate. And he said, and so Tony tried to play it off a bit, and he tried to say, like, he goes, Luis, you need to know how to handle trolls, in his own words, whatever it was. And so Luis, he's first language Spanish, but he speaks very good English. And he was like, no, you're not understanding me. And then there was another creator, I won't name their name, but they kind of were trying to intervene with Luis. And they were like, no, Luis, no, what he means is you need to be able to handle the trolls. And Luis kind of put up his hands to both. And he was like, you guys, hold on. He's like, that's not what I'm saying. He goes, I'm a professional. I know how to handle a troll. That's not a problem for me. He goes, what I'm saying is there's nobody that has anything good to say about the company anymore at all.
Yeah.
He goes, you're completely out of touch with the street. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
The only other part I wanted to mention about that Luis thing, because I find this super interesting, is they broke off into some groups. And one of the people who was heading up Luis's group had said, like they were going through their laundry list. And one of his was, oddly, because he was going off what his viewers wanted to hear, not like me. I would go in there and just be like, I got a bunch of questions. He was going off what the viewers wanted. So one of the, he had a bunch of viewers wanting to know, what is this estimated time about? Because it's never real. Never.
Right.
So he mentions that he's like, why when I open DoorDash does it say 3 to 5 minutes, but I'm lucky if in 50 minutes I see an offer.
Yeah.
Right.
And he goes, it's not sometimes. He goes, it's always wrong. It is always wrong. And he even said, you don't have a way of telling that, which I know this to be true too. That's empirical data. They don't know who's going to be ordering in 5 minutes.
Right.
They have no way of knowing that.
It's estimated 2 to 6 minutes right now. Still waiting.
Yeah. So the guy that he was talking to grabbed him. And he said, I want you to tell this to this other guy. And he started walking him through DoorDash. And it's an open workforce system that they have. So the cables come down and it goes to tables. And then there's like 6-8 people working around a table. And he said he was just constantly going through rooms of these workshop style tables. And he finally gets to this one guy. And the guy says, tell him what you told me. And Luis is like, he goes, well, why do you just lie about the estimated time? He goes, I don't get that. You're not getting. I mean, again, Luis isn't even a coder, and he's just telling you.
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't get why you're just putting that in there. You don't know that.
Right.
And it's never right. It's not. And by that, I mean, it's not even close. I have hundreds of people complaining about this. And the guy turned around and Luis, as he even said, he goes, the guy was coding 90 miles an hour. He goes, I'm listening. He wasn't looking at me, and he stopped. And he goes, and he said, I'm doing the best I can. Now, there's a little more to this story, because then Luis went into what I read is the biggest takeaway from that, which was, he said, walking through the building and seeing this guy doing what he was doing, he said, I felt like I wasn't going to be helping this guy, but I also felt like there was nobody that could be helped, because as he put it, he said, I feel like it's not them coding anymore. He goes, I feel like DoorDash is a living organism, and these coders are just like attached to the snake, trying to control it in any way they can, almost like it's completely out of their control too.
Right. Exactly.
And yet there's hundreds, if not thousands of coders. But they're all just kind of putting out fires and like, what happened over here? I don't know. What was sector 6, sector 8, sector 9? Like, they don't know. His interpretation was, I don't even think they know how anything is anymore.
I don't even know like how you fix it, how you make it, like how.
Well, that would be my question, dude. If they're just kind of like, there is like, like emergency help, like who does know what's going on?
He's on the problem wall.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like throwing feces at the problem wall.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess his whole thought though was he went there and then this was kind of the end of the day. And he said, by the end of the day, I had a totally different feeling. I was trying to get the good vibe. But he goes, by walking me through there, I saw people who looked like they were sweating and freaking out about their job, but they weren't like coding to like make the app better or safer. It was like it's out of their control.
Right. It snowballed so much that there's no solution.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, I guess then it becomes like, well, what are you having this roundtable for?
Yeah.
I guess that became my question. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you bringing these people in? You didn't put them under any kind of non-disclosure. So, and you just kind of were like, go out there and make some content. Like, I'm wondering, did they really think great content was going to come out of a few hours that Tony Shu stepped up on a stage and, you know,
And
and,
if it wasn't,
and I didn't
it
even
wasn't
fully
going
go
to be
down the rabbit
positive.
hole of the answer. When Tony Shu finally did answer Luis, he said, Luis, you have 100,000 subscribers. He said, we have 8 million Dashers in the United States. He goes, you are a piece. You are a tiny piece of our solar system. And I thought that was the rudest thing ever. I'm like, dude, that is, you know what? Call it 8 million.
No.
It is a big number, but you know what? 100,000 subs is 1/80th.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and we all know subs doesn't really matter, but it just means he's touching a lot of people, man.
Right.
Like
And
that's a horrible answer.
And I think like YouTube in general is so big for these particular companies because this is now where everybody gets their information about these companies on demand.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and I well, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say I think at some point if these companies want to survive doing this, they're going to have to look, they're going to have to stop blaming other people and look in the mirror and understand why people aren't ordering. And understand that their fees that they keep on tacking more and more onto is the reason why people aren't ordering food, on top of the fact that already you don't get the true menu prices of these restaurants.
And I'm sure
customers
now are realizing that. They'll look at the menu, they look at that price, and they're like, why?
Right. Like what,
on top of the fee that I have to pay.
Yeah. Not being able to justify, like, especially in today's economy, not being able to justify, as opposed to, now we're fortunate because we live on Long Island, and I get it that the rest of the country is very different. We're fortunate living on Long Island that we are only 10 minutes away from most of the restaurants that we would order from. And we could very easily get in the car and go to said restaurant. And there are a lot of other places that don't have that luxury. But I think the places that do have that luxury, especially like here on Long Island, I mean, I don't know how they can fix that. They need to there has to be a point, like the saying of take 2 steps backwards to take, or, take a step back to take 2 steps forward, right? That they have to like look at this, or maybe they just don't care. Clearly, by these comments by Tony to Luis and to other people, I'm sorry, that's douchebaggery. That's just
I use scumbaggery. You just douchebaggery there.
That's corporate person who's who's the leader, who is on the yachts and doesn't really care about anybody else and how that they got there, and they're going to make their money no matter what. You know what I mean? While nobody else makes their money, and they're just going to now do more things that are ultimately not beneficial, and then eventually, they'll make the money when the company is sold.
I mean, we have, in Chicago, the $16 EBT. Bubba Sue said she had it still too. She's in New Jersey. I have always said that was just another test to you guys, though. And I don't mean it mean. It just meant, how many of you would be willing to do this? They were trying to find the lowest number so that they could start. We're lab mice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we all know this, but I mean, now that they moved to AI, I think they've kind of moved past the point of like, what good are we to them? And it's more just like, we've learned what we need to. Like, if in Austin, EBT was $11 an hour a year ago, I mean, all markets have gone down. I know it's gone, but does that mean that see, this was my problem with EBT. Does that mean that they know that all you EBT people were happy with 11? And they can throttle you to that 11? I mean, just understand that if you're thinking, man, you're too conspiracy theory, that's 2 seconds of an algorithm.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I wasn't saying you. I was saying anybody out there, though, if you're thinking, oh, he's going down the rabbit hole too far. Like, I'm saying, like, it doesn't take much to go, this guy takes $11 an hour. He's happy.
Right. Every company, and these companies specifically, are going to keep on adjusting down.
Oh yeah,
as far down as they can go. And the thing is, it's going to keep going down until now it doesn't exist, because I still believe that, and I think part of the reason why, like, we could easily just stop doing this tomorrow, stop doing YouTube, stop doing all this stuff, right? Anybody that's still doing it 16 hours a week, there still is that addiction to it. That addiction to be able to hop onto an app, even if you're not going to make a lot of money now, right? And they see that, they know that even with the people that are going on for like 16 hours a week, and they could keep on still making it worse and worse, because if people are still doing it, even for that a little bit amount of time, and if, let's say it drops down to like 95% of doing it 8 hours a week, well, they still got people doing it.
I mean, I wonder how many people are doing it, like maybe even used to do it, and then we're like, man, screw this, I can't make money anymore. Went back to just their job, and now are struggling so bad with a bad economy that they're like, I got to go back and do it more. Even if, like, now back on it, they're like, I'm making even less, but I still have to do it.
It's still the easiest way to make extra money.
Make a little extra.
You know, there were points where I know for myself that I definitely, looked at other options to make extra money, and every single other option to make extra money had such a learning curve that I didn't want to invest the time into doing, as compared to just turning on an app and going out for like even 2 or 3 hours to make a little bit extra money, because it's still so easy to do, even if it's not even close to as, I say profitable, because it's always it's profitable if you do it right, as you know. But in terms of that time investment, as opposed to learning a new skill for another side hustle. So many other side hustles have such a learning curve, where this has no learning curve.
Yeah. And to this comment, I know it was over in your chat, but I would recommend for you to go watch the interview I did with Hakeem in Seattle, which also is under a Prop 22 type thing. He used to be able to work 8. If he'd go out for 10 hours, he'd be active for 7.5 or 8. He goes out and works 7-8 hours now, less, in the Seattle market. And he says maybe he sees 1 or 2 offers a day.
Wow.
Disgusting.
I mean, can you imagine sitting in a car for 7 hours and seeing 2 offers?
I wouldn't be doing it.
We sit for 10 minutes and we're like, all right, let's go home.
Yeah. Like, this is bullshit. I don't come out here to do nothing. I can do nothing at home.
But yeah, so I mean, the Prop 22 is kind of the same thing too, is I guess what I'm trying to put out there. I think once you tie money to it, you've really screwed yourself, because they already have a little control over what we're fed. But once you force, like, we have legislation here that's just about transparency with no dollar amount. But once you force a dollar amount down their throat, they just know how to play with that. They're like, fine, we'll just, you're still going to make the same or less, guy. We're just going to throttle you more.
I think there's something to that too. Like, we've definitely had these conspiracies between the two of us about, like, for example, bonuses. Where if you are getting close to finishing a bonus, you're all of a sudden going to see no orders.
Right.
Or so you don't get that bonus.
To go 60 miles. Or 40.
We have an order.
Here we go. It's going to be a banger, guys. Watch.
Let's see. Dash Smart. $9.75. 9.9 miles. Guys, I'll see you later. I got to do an order.
It's terrible.
And it's going outside the zone.
Dude, you really did take that banger, didn't you?
But listen, are you sure you want to decline this offer?
Man. You better dash.
But this is what happens. This is perfect. Are you sure you want to decline this offer? Does not lower acceptance rate 16%. Acceptance offer will not raise your acceptance rate.
Oh, so it's finally telling you what's being knocked off the 100. And
you know
what I mean?
Right. Yeah, so it's okay.
And then it actually tells you, like, if you do drop down, it will tell you,
yes,
if you don't take this order, you're going to drop down to 15%.
But that was actually really interesting, because it's kind of saying, but if you decide to take this,
watch, but the next one will be the next one will be a double negative, and it'll say if you don't take this one, you're going 16 to 14.
Yeah, let's
and it'll just skip 15. Like, you know.
No, but you know what DoorDash has been doing too lately? They've been when they send you a double, So the double is it's a shop and then it's a restaurant.
Huh.
So what do? Do you go pick up the food and have it sit in your car while you do the shop? Or do you have the food sit in the restaurant and go and do the shop? And like what, how does that make any sense?
For two different customers, I don't get it.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I would never do it. I would never do it.
We decline all those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the platform is terrible for shopping.
Ugh. Disgusting. We
So
try to
when
avoid
this-
shopping on the
When
on
this
those
came
apps.
in, I'm trying to play a little catch up, guys, with the comments. So when this came in, are you talking about it went down because they put it down because of the weather, or are you talking about because I think they played with that big time? I think they were like, we're gonna make it safe for Dashers, and we're gonna shut the app down. And then like 2 minutes later, they're like, the app's on. Like, because I was like, why would they do this interview that's gonna tell all these people who are snowed in their houses, hey, DoorDash is shut down. Sorry. Like I was thinking there's some PR thing here. We're going to be shut down. It made everybody hungry. You know, like Pavlov's
Yeah.
dogs or whatever. You're like, I'm hungry. Need some DoorDash, man. It's shut down.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes later, it opened up in every market, no matter the weather. Like Brian Kern up in Pittsburgh, he had told me that that his stepson lives with them right now, and he said that he works at the local McDonald's and was called that McDonald's is shut down due to the weather. He looked out his house and the snow was like above his car in the street. The streets hadn't been plowed. And DoorDash was
Right.
off because of the weather, but it had come back up right around the same time his stepson got the call that McDonald's is closed.
Right.
I'm like, why is DoorDash even on then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Actually,
what
when we just had the snowstorm last weekend, and I think I got an email. DoorDash is closed, but I mean, not everything was closed. It was
yeah.
no one was allowed out. You
Mhm.
weren't even allowed out on the streets. But yeah,
But DoorDash closed a lot. Yeah, but DoorDash shut down a lot later than they really should
Yeah,
have because
exactly.
everything else was already closed.
So okay, I think Torp wanted to know if I think he was just talking about just the tier program. What for?
No.
I'm guessing for DoorDash, right?
for DoorDash.
No.
Or are
No,
you
we
talking
don't-
about the new one for Uber Eats? But I guess my thing is I don't think they do much of either of those anymore.
We don't really. I mean, I can look right now. I feel like every time I turn the apps on these days, is
Something different.
Right now, and now it's a Thursday, and they're like, Lou's turning it on a Thursday. Maybe Lou and Mary are going to work an extra day. We
That's
should-
it.
Yeah.
I do wonder if there's something. I do wonder if there's something to that. I see my acceptance rate on Uber Eats is 8%, so they probably don't like me too much. 8%.
Well, I can't remember what it is, but it's like 20 or 30% acceptance rate on Uber if it's in your market is gold. So an F- is gold.
Yeah,
He's
I'm-
green.
I'm green. I'm not
He's
even
green,
going.
he's-
They do have it though. We do have this though. The tiers. We do have the tiers here. But yeah, I am green. So
Yeah, and Ship has.
I don't see a
something-
day
I don't
I'll
know,
end up. It
they all
requires
have-
30% or above, and that will never happen. Sorry, nope. My last 100 orders, I have accepted only 8. 8.
Yeah.
That is pathetic.
So what's
Oh,
up,
and then-
Nova?
And then what'd you get? Another Dash
Oh,
Mart.
banger.
$10, 9.9 miles. It
Oh,
might
so
be the same.
it's the same.
It might be the
Oh
same
wait,
exact
it
order.
went up like 2 cents, right?
It went up 2 cents.
It went up 2 cents. They're like, look it, man, we didn't want to do this, but check this
Yeah.
out.
We're gonna give you 2 more cents.
Like,
I'm sure
like
that- and listen,
is
it's
there
not gonna affect your
anybody in the
acceptance
world
rate.
that's like, you know what? I do need that extra 2 cents. I'm taking it.
Yep,
Yep.
that's it. You know what? I've been doing nothing.
Gonna take it.
I'm gonna go. Mary, I'll be back later. Hang on. Oh wait, don't worry. I'm also probably going to a bad part of town too at night.
Yeah, exactly. So I finally got on Flex, and
Oh,
so our daughter got on Flex over the summer, and she was making bank, like great offers.
money, yeah.
So I got on Flex, but my base location was not even anywhere near me. It was in Queens. So in order for you to switch your location, you have to be, I forget what it said, you had to be like the silver or whatever.
so she would have had
So-
done all these orders in Queens to just be able to do orders here. And Queens, mind you, is how many miles away?
Why would they even onboard you there?
I have
Right.
no idea.
It's
I
like,
Because
mean,
you put your-
I'm guessing. My point is, I'm guessing there's a few Long Island.
Yeah. So, but you put in your zip code, so you would think it would put
Yeah.
you right at your closest location,
it's
which
about like 20 miles away or so from
yeah,
here.
we literally live like 5 miles from an Amazon location.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, I guess we're not doing flex.
And also, like, there's a big difference between Suffolk County, where we live, and Queens in terms of just congestion, the amount of people, parking. Like,
and plus, like we're in Suffolk, and then there's Nassau is next to us, and then Queens. So I would have to go through all of those locations.
Two counties away.
It doesn't make any sense.
So I was like, all right, guess we're not doing flex, because we really would have loved to do it, and we can't do it, and it's kind of annoying. And now it's after being on the waiting list for years.
Right.
So, dude, don't even. I'm still on it.
It
I've been on it. I've been on it since December of 2022.
And nobody's taking them.
The reason I put this one up also is because I never see these dash links. But what I mean in my like, I don't see them. I don't do enough DoorDash probably or whatever. But when people send them to me and they're like, "Look at this!" Like, why did they even invent dash link? I haven't seen anything good on it.
We did one. Remember that we did that one?
That one nice one.
It was like $150 for like 25 packages. I mean, we did go like way out of our zone, but it was fine.
Great content though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now they have it that with Dashlink that you have to be parked a certain distance away from the actual warehouse.
Well, because
to be able to get an order, because they don't want people basically
flooding the area,
flooding the area, parking right by the.
Well,
by
also
the
there's not like a lot
orders.
there's not like a lot of places for you to stay around there. It's like an industrial area. There's no like parking lot or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to this comment, I take that step farther. Of course, for the part-timers, I 100% agree, but I think the full-timers need to get on board with this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even if you're thinking, but dude, I'm full-time, I got to make my money. Listen, if you're taking an awful order, I've seen it here. I've talked to many people about this. I know it here in Colorado, but we're in a different situation a little. But at the same time, I think it's nationwide. You train the algorithm to what you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do stop. They're not, it's not the good old days where there's 1,000 orders an hour and they can try and slip one by the goalie kind of thing. Like, if you show them you're going to take a bad order, they're going to send you more.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I'd rather see way less offers in an hour, but that meet my credentials of what I've trained it to do.
Well, that's why we always say we always have all the apps going, because in the 5 apps that we do, there's something. We're going to get something.
Yeah. Even if sometimes we have to wait 10 minutes, it's still, because I feel like the thing is too, especially with us only going out, one day a week for maybe like 2 or 3, 4 hours, like we want that time to be somewhat worth it. And like, if we're taking an order that is like, oh, well, let's just do something because we're bored. Like I feel like we definitely feel it. Like, I think we've taken some orders like that where we're just
it's like, all right, let's just
why did we do this?
Let's just keep going, and then.
But then, like, why did we do this?
Right.
Though?
But a lot of times, if we do take like a mid-level one, we'll be like, all right, let's keep the other apps open, and we could always just cancel that one.
Which we do.
If we get something better.
Yeah, which we do.
Which again would prove the point, though. Look, data's costing 300% to 500% in 2026 to 2025. So, I mean, these companies do have to look at the fact of if they know they're not tricking you anymore, like, why? I guess my point is, why send Steve 32 offers in an hour in hopes he takes $1 $2 no tip? Why don't we just send him the 3 that he might look at and potentially take one?
Right.
I'm not saying
I feel like
they're doing it for the wrong reason, but I feel like it's happening.
I feel like that's fine. I would rather only see 3 orders in an hour if they were going to be orders that I would consider taking.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah. But that's also because of multi-apping. But I think that there's still I would love to know the percentage of people who don't multi-app. I still watch the video, right? Classic.
It's funny that I just read that because my son went through a phase where he had one out of his eye, like on purpose almost. He's like, yeah, this is cool. I'm like, that's so stupid, dude. You can have like one pupil be like twice the size of the other. You can fry it, like.
Those are the moments that like I just enjoy the most and would love to just have happen more often, which is why I enjoy when we do the food delivery stuff, because like those moments that come out of that, like me being chased by a dog, and thinking I'm gonna be murdered by this dog because he wants the food,
Or,
little things like that.
Man, my brain is getting old. But what was the one about Mary's dad or something?
Oh, wait, I thought I saw my dad, so we walked up to this guy. It wasn't my dad.
He was like your dad's doppelganger. But that's still your dad.
And it was weird because he had the same exact car as my dad. So it was.
It's funny when I'm editing these videos, and I told Mary like during the last video that we're editing, because we totally always never think about the fact that these cameras are on. And then when I'm rewatching this and I'm watching it back and I'm editing, and I'm just like, it's so funny, like listening to like how we talk, because we're not always like forget that the cameras are on, and like our conversations, like I can't believe we even have these conversations.
No, but the last video, Lou's driving, and he drives into the snowbank.
Yes, which I screwed up on the editing. I was so pissed I screwed up on the editing. I meant to show the car moving towards the snowbank, and I messed up on the editing. I was so pissed. But yeah, I literally drove into a snowbank, and he was like, park the car.
He's like, I don't know where the button is. I'm like, this is your car.
So the other, okay, I have two things in here. So one, Torp sent me this. This is sent. I get things sent to me by drivers. I sent this to you. I want to bring this up, because this is weird. And look, we've known about the tip baiting for a while. In Colorado, you can't, because if you take a screenshot of what you're offered, you have to be paid that. If Uber wants to allow them to remove tips, they still have to pay you the offered amount, which is how it should be.
Yeah, definitely.
But so this was a $17.31 offer, turned to $12.94. It was I think it was a double. It was a stacked, but sometimes there's an issue and we're unable to collect payment due to a variety of reasons, such as unusual activity. Oh, banger.
So this is a stack.
Oh my God! Wait,
Target.
No, it's a triple.
No, that's just a double.
Oh.
Target shop for 5 items, then go pick up at Dash Mart. $23.50 for 23.5 miles.
And it's a shop.
What are the items? We got ice cream. Oh, somebody's dealing with a breakup because they got ice cream here and chocolates, milk, and raisins. They're making themselves a Sunday because they're in a breakup. It's Thursday night at 9:18 at night.
Now, who else does this? Who else analyzes their shopping?
I think all of us do now. But where I was going with this is the second one.
Sorry, I'm going to show my DoorDash
now. But reduced tips, we knew about this. It's not right. It's not right.
That is terrible.
Never, because it is a different game. Like, yes, if you're in a restaurant, if the service isn't as good and you're a great tipper, you might tip a little less, but you're still tipping. But you would never, ever, ever leave the restaurant and go back and go, you know what? Give me half of my tip back.
Right. Exactly.
I've rethought this, and you sucked, man. Give me that back.
It's almost like the
wouldn't happen
with Instacart, because you're doing the shop, you're on the shop, they don't have the item, they penalize you. It's not your fault.
And we've seen situations where the customer has them not where there was supposed to be a tip, and then there was no tip, and then they took it away.
So that happens. We don't like it, but it happens. So unusual account activity, that is very broad. We don't know what it means, but we've seen it for a while. What I'm really focused on is that middle one, payment failure.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
So it means if a payment doesn't go through, they're going to take your money away. Now, again, it was said it was related to the tip. So the person had enough. Again, some people have said to me it was probably an Uber One card, or it was, and they ran out, or it was somebody mailed. You know, you can mail a card, you get
But why did the order go through
Exactly.
if there was no money there?
Right.
Why would they again? Why would they even let them put in the tip? Because and then I said, everybody runs a check on these cards, and then a couple people had left comments about saying like, I bet they don't. I bet they just run them after the fact. I'm like, that's not even. I'm sorry, I'm not debating you on that one. That's not even a question. Of course, they run the card. They're not gonna. You don't bring somebody some food and go, man, I sure hope you pay.
Like when you go and you put gas in your car and you at the self-serve, it checks your card for a certain limit.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what Uber Eats should be doing.
It's free off. Yeah. Or even like when we do our Walmart order that we usually do like the drive up, and they
pre-overcharge you.
Right.
And then you end up getting money back. But they should at least, be checking for that. And if some, how does that even happen? Unless somebody's using like a prepaid card or something like that, and then they make another purchase, and now all of a sudden when it goes the hour later, because it probably has to do with the hour later thing, where they probably don't fully charge the card for an hour later when the customer has an opportunity to either lower or higher the tip.
Okay, but if I were to order from you guys, right, and the base pays what, $1.50?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the base pays $1.50, it's not stacked, and I tip you $50. Look, Uber, when they started, they needed to build drivers. When I first started as a rideshare driver in 2015, it was an 80-20 split in my advantage. We now know in most cases, like a fair average across the country is 70% to Uber in many cases. So they're not a tech company. They don't have logistics. They don't have a team that helps us anymore. They don't even have humans anymore. You're lucky to get AI even to work. Mm-hmm. So they're not, I guess I'm trying to say, like, they're not even checking to make sure that if I put that $50 tip on, I can do it.
Right.
Right.
That should be an automatic check to like basically hit their account first, make sure that they have the money, do a temporary, even like a temporary withdrawal, like one of those temporary holds. They shouldn't
be allowed to go back and once they say I'm paying this as my tip, they should not be able to go back and take it back.
Right. 100%. And that's what I thought was interesting about that screenshot is the fact that if Uber can't collect the money, that should not be on the driver.
Right.
Because it's the only thing they do. They take 80% of every fare, even the ones that technically go right, the driver's still getting screwed, or 70%. They're taking that. But they can't even process a credit card.
Right.
What are they doing? I mean, I know that they're a digital dispatch platform. That's all they are.
Right.
But I mean, like, the other thing that they do for us is process credit cards. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and also, so now the person, they got their food, they basically didn't pay for their food. So
and Uber doesn't.
Everybody is
and Uber is not going to ever recoup that money from the customer, obviously.
Right.
And then the driver gets screwed, and I feel like they don't lose anything. I feel like Uber probably doesn't lose anything because the restaurant probably is going to get hit somehow too. And
they'll penalize the restaurant
for
too.
the customer's card, essentially, which should have gotten declined in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, look, we won't go through a ton of math, but I do want to show you guys this. Look at this. This is a year. Is this the year? Yeah, this is the year. So in the last year, DoorDash, you can see it went way up, but it's lost in 1 year 9% of the company. Now, let's go to 6 months. In 6 months, it's lost 27% of the company. Now, the Q4 earnings came out as this. First of all, okay, makes sense to me, guys. You failed your earnings call, but you're up 37% year to year with 3.96 billion in revenue, 2113 million in income, and that's up 50+%. And then you have this that kind of shows it, like last year, June, beat, and then the December call, miss. So, but all those green numbers that looked so amazing in the billions of dollars, but really the reality is this.
Right.
Like, what's going on? I mean, like, I honestly don't think
They just
I
threw
was.
numbers up there
Mhm.
and
I
then
mean,
made them green.
Deliveroo was purchased by DoorDash, and Chris Taylor sent me an article on this, but I also was seeing other ones too about Deliveroo was acquired by DoorDash last year. I mean, I already knew that, but they're already selling off countries that Deliveroo does business in. They're out of
Mhm.
they're just taking it over now, and they've like closed shop in 4 countries.
Mhm.
Well, I already said, why'd you buy it? You bought it at a
Right.
value that was not worth its value. I don't think food delivery ever goes back up.
Mhm. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
The only way it's going to go back up is, like I said, is by taking a step back and lowering the cost of purchasing the food.
Yeah.
That's the only way. You know, that's the only way.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just not going to be feasible for people to order off the apps.
Yeah.
That's it. I truly believe it's literally as simple as that. You lower the fees, you make it more affordable, and you bring prices back to menu prices, or at least somewhere close, because they're not even close anymore. Then people will be more open to use it. I know for
Right.
myself, just as a perfect example, is we wanted Wingstop yesterday, but I didn't have time to go out and get it. And I know the hack. How do you is to order through Wingstop's app, Wingstop's website, where you get their prices, and they don't charge a delivery fee on their website. It gets outsourced to DoorDash. If they somehow did this, took this step back, and get more people ordering on the apps again, like they did for the pandemic and a couple of years after the pandemic, it could 100% come back. But I wonder, is that even like, is that their what is their goal at this point?
I
Unless
honestly don't know.
unless they wanted to die, and then like maybe they wanted to maybe they don't want to be profitable, maybe they wanted to die. You know, what is the end goal?
You know,
But
I'll tell you,
I think
you
we knew
this.
this was coming, though. We knew
Oh, yeah.
that in a couple of years that eventually food delivery was going to be something that could be dying.
And as they try and step in other spaces, it's just not working. I mean, maybe a little bit with the groceries, but everything else I see these apps try isn't working. If you are a B2B app like Curry, yes, that works because that's what you do. But if you're trying to do Uber Connect, they've launched that 8 times. That's a telling sign right there that 8 different times it collapsed. You know, it's it's like the liquor deliveries. It's not legal. I mean, they don't tell you that. But there's so I had 2 ways. I either wanted to go into this driver cap bid on service, but I think that might take too long. So I want to describe to you a solution that has been happening here in Boulder, and I'm in Denver, but that's a half hour for me. A guy that in 2000 I bartended for in 1999 and 2000, a restaurant group called Big Red F. They own the 6 best restaurants in Boulder. Boulder is definitely a banana republic town. There's no Walmart. They tried to move in. They said, no, we don't want you. Boulder City Council will shut down things that you would think, how do they do that? They just do. Like Boulder operates very differently from other places. But these are the 6 nicest restaurants too. So Dave Cleary and Beaver, rest in peace, Beaver, but Dave Cleary is still the owner and co-founder of Big Red F. He came out and did a big article, and he's going to be coming on the podcast too. It's going to be fun to have a boss that I had 25 years ago coming on here because he's still running these restaurants. But he came out in the article and said, listen, at all 5 of my restaurants, he was using 2 specifically that are, one of them Centro. It's a big one. Okay. So he's like, at Centro, for example, he goes, my food cost on the platforms now is 29%. I'm losing on every order that goes out the door. And if you've ever run a restaurant or worked in one and you've ever taken the inventories and stuff, food costs are supposed to be around 10, 12%, if not up to 15 tops. Like you shouldn't be running over that. If you're going to add another 29, you're not losing. Your kitchen's about to close.
Right.
So he said, can't do it anymore. The initial plan was they looked into some drivers. Could we have our own thing? Then it was, you know what, if nothing else, I guess we'll just have to take it out of the equation. Literally, as these platforms they're doubling the price to the customers, they're ripping the drivers off. We've known that. But as they're now screwing the companies, their restaurant partners, they're saying, like, he's literally saying, we can't do this anymore. I don't care. What is the solution? Well, here's what the solution has become. We will see how it plays out. It's been in action for about 2.5 months. There's still around the campus, there's Denny's and McDonald's, and maybe they'd come with time, but Uber Eats and Grubhub can deal with those. But Dave, in his infinite wisdom, thought this through in a different way. And he said, you know what? He had a meeting with DoorDash and he said, I'm pulling our 6 restaurants. And then he gave another 5 friends restaurants. These are all the best ones in Boulder too, that people want to order from. And he's like, they're with me. Now there's like another 10 on board with him. And what they're doing is this is very weird because we would think most people wouldn't want to do this. But in the DoorDash, in the Uber Eats and in the Grubhub, you can't find the restaurants. In DoorDash, you can. But when you click it, it takes you to the Big Red F website where you see, and it even has a banner and crap that it says in restaurant prices, no more getting robbed, blah, blah, blah. Here's how they do it. $4.99 per delivery in Boulder, $4.99 plus the tip, whether it's $5 or $1,000. Now, I'll do that all day because people in Boulder will tip big. First of all. But now they're back to the menu prices as if they're going in there on their own. All DoorDash is allowed to do is be the only app that can show the restaurant, but they can't take the order through the restaurant. Now, here's where the kicker comes in. DoorDash drivers get paid for these gigs, so they didn't have to hire their own. But Dave had heard about, not through even me, through other people, about the tip theft and this and that, and watching the news. And he thought, so part of the conversation was also, I'll pay them. We'll be paying the drivers for Big Red F offers. So now they get a DoorDash pay, but they also get a Big Red F pay through DoorDash. DoorDash isn't allowed to keep 1 cent of the deliveries. They're just the only app allowed to put the restaurant in it.
Right.
Thoughts?
That seems good.
That's great.
But here's my thing. I can't wait to talk to him about it. How long before every other college town sees this and goes, we're going to do what he did?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You're going to need to get some restaurants together. He had the restaurant group. Not every mom has a restaurant group.
Yeah. I mean, like here we have. I don't think it would be able to. I don't think it would ever happen here.
Right, because everything is
but
corporate chains and things.
So but
it'd be a little bit harder here.
But in like areas where like smaller town areas that have more of like that
local restaurants and
exactly, where the privately owned restaurants could do something like that.
I mean, Boulder.
Ultimately, that is part of the answer, though, right? Is the menu pricing?
And I think, I'm going to Podcast Movement next month in Austin, and so one of the panels, I'm on a couple panels, but one of the panels is, I don't have the title right in front of me, but it's, can startups fix what the unicorns broke? And I think that's where I'm kind of going with this is like, I know it sounds like grassroots and like, dude, you're never going to make that happen, man. It's never going to, it's corporate America. I feel like it is like, it just is going to take some to show, because even restaurants in big cities are going to go, yeah, but that's just Boulder. Okay, well, it's just Boulder, but you know what? They're doing it and they're not going to have to shut their kitchen down.
Right.
Because even ones not doing this Boulder way are definitely in turmoil about if they can stick with this much longer.
Yeah. It's going to be a thing of like, these privately owned restaurants like getting together to be able to do it. You're never going to get the corporate restaurants to do it.
Right.
I mean, we all get it. In the pandemic for about 2+ years, that was the only business they had.
But I mean, I know about us, we always rather go, order local, support local. And I think a lot of people would rather support the local businesses than the big corporate businesses.
Right.
And if we had even more of a reason to be able to do it, that would like $5 delivery fee is still high, but it's still less than what you're paying on the apps. And if it goes to supporting a local business, then I'll do it. There are local businesses here for some of the things that I do that I purchase that I'm always willing to pay a little bit more to buy from them than I am to buy the same exact product at a corporate business. Because I'm giving them that business.
Right.
Whereas, yeah, so I think it's something that could definitely work, but it'd be hard to implement because it's all about then relationships at that point. You have him over there in Boulder that has
But
a
if
relationship
more
with
and
other
more
restaurants.
smaller towns,
But see, and I was thinking college
then it
towns too.
will right. College towns do this more,
Especially
and then
Boulder's a college
eventually,
town,
Mhm.
and it has a population of when school is in, it's like 60,000 or something at the campus, or 50,000. So that's how many go to the school. So in the summer months, how many are there? You might think a lot of these college towns are like less than the population of the school when they leave. Boulder has Boulder County, which is they all go to Boulder. It's all right there. Is 250,000 without the students. It's a big area. Like Ann Arbor, Michigan is looking at this model, and it's a friend of Dave's.
Yeah.
I could see this spreading on college campuses because Max is going to college now up in Fort Collins, my son. And he told me about the Grubhub robots and stuff there. And he was telling me about the fails, or he's had to bear with me for years watching me do these podcasts and talk about all this stuff. And so now he's like seeing these Grubhub robots. And he told me, I'm sorry, I have to call him out. He's my son. I guess I can. I mean, but him and his buddies, at least in the beginning of school, and it's better than what we did in Michigan. I hate to even admit that I ever partaked in this, but me and my cousins and friends did stuff like this. Yeah, I've been cow tipping. I'm sorry. I have participated, but they don't do anything like that. But they flip these robots over that are on delivery. They know how to tell if it's on delivery or if it's going back to the charger. If it's on delivery and has food, they flip it over and put it in mud or dirt.
Oh boy. Delivery robot tipping.
The little Kiwi bots, they're cute.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know if you guys know, there's a lot of hate for this. We're not even getting into Waymo tonight, but I mean, like, look at this. This is 7 seconds. Watch.
I'm full of clankers, nigga. If you a clanker, don't come around me. You go, God, nigga.
You could hurt yourself more than you are the food.
These are the robots.
Yeah.
They're just trying to deliver food. Again, I hate them, but they're just trying to deliver food, and like people.
The robots just trying to make an honest buck.
They're gonna hurt somebody. Those
hurt themselves.
Well, people throw them in the river. They take. There were stories in LA about people taking them out to hiking trails and stuff, and like leaving them in the middle of like miles into a hike, and like throwing them in the trunk while they're in a delivery. So they're getting hijacked, and I mean these things cost 40 to 70 grand. The dots.
We saw one when didn't we see one when we were in Eau Claire? When we were on the campus?
No, at Alyssa's campus, they have like in the winter, obviously they can't go out, so they have like a room and they just like leave them all in there.
Yeah, didn't we see the room?
Yeah, they were all just hanging out together.
I think we sent you a picture of it that one time. We saw the room of all the robots.
When she lived on campus, she got the Kiwi bot a couple times.
Eau Claire would be the perfect place for something like that too, with the by the campus for something like that with the restaurant.
Yeah.
So you guys, I know that Lou's going to be a huge actor here now. He's a master poker player, and I know you guys have your W-2 gigs, and you guys have it all. You have it all going for you, but I know that you still enjoy doing it. So even after all we said here tonight, you still enjoy, and so do I. I don't know if you were talking earlier, Lou, about it's the addiction. Like, I gotta do,
it's a rush.
But that addiction part, at least to me, because I better optimize my time now. I do catering apps. I do Curry. I mean, I have for a long time with Curry, but I do the catering apps. So I'm maybe working less hours, but maybe potentially on many days making more because, but I'm even working less. So I'm not sitting out there waiting for stupid $2 no tip orders. That's not me. I'm not going to be doing that.
Right.
But I don't think there is I mean, I guess it must be a little bit, but what's the rush or what is the addiction anymore? There's no bangers. There's no bangers.
No.
I think, I think, you know, it's the variety of not knowing what the next couple of hours are going to bring and the anticipation of that and the rush of is tonight going to be the night that I get this order and where am I going to end up tonight? Especially like I said, with the food delivery of where, like, what town am I going to be at the end of tonight? You know, what restaurants am I going to end up walking into tonight?
We always say that the best is getting an order that's going to bring us like home. And I want to say like 85% of the time, it just happens that way. Or like we'll be on an order and then the next order sets us up like we're going towards like the shop that we're going to pick up and then we go to the next order and then it just
that's where it becomes is the unpredictability of it, right? Like is tonight going to be the night that we get the order that brings us straight home? So I think that's where the addiction comes in is the unknown, you know? Like for me, I'm thinking about, okay, I've been thinking about it lately. You know, when it starts getting nicer out, do I want to start going out on some weeknights again? I'm a little bit apprehensive right now about going out at night just because it's getting more and more dangerous out there and people are getting even creepier and things like that and going to people's houses at night. But like, I'm thinking, you know, when it gets nice out, I always enjoyed going out at night and doing deliveries when you're in that like springtime where the air is nice and fresh and you start to
partly
not wear
the
jackets
adventure,
anymore.
maybe not even the addiction, the adventure.
Exactly.
It's the adventure of it, right? Exactly, the adventure of the unknown. That's the part of it. That's where the addiction comes in. You know, it's not, to me, it's not about even the money. You know, it's about the adventure. Yeah, the adventure. And I think that's always what's been the thing for us is we never know what the adventure is going to be when we go out, and those are always the most enjoyable.
We always said that was what it was. It was always like, oh, it's another adventure. Where's this one going to lead us to?
Yeah. I mean, I know that there's a lot of people out of work. I know that these companies love to harp on that and take advantage of us in so many ways. And by the way, in a nutshell, I will tell you this. This is I'll put it as quick as I can because it'll allow me to run through it once. But so like my idea here has been a lot of people don't like it. I only brought it out once. I was going to bring the whole thing out tonight, but I think I need to run it partial through again. So I'll just kind of do it in part. A lot of people do like it. A driver cap per day. Is there an event? Is there a concert? Is there this? Are there more flights coming in? Are flights stranded? They would allow that par to be moved like some taxi companies did back in the day in some cities. Like Fort Lauderdale, you can have 3,000 cabs out Monday through Thursday. On Friday and Saturday, you can have 5. My point there is nobody out there with the oversaturation and the lower of pay is able to make anything that they walk home and go, oh, that was a good night. Like everybody's coming home to a bad night. It's how bad was it?
Yeah.
So part of my thing about that, I know people don't like it, but I think every gig app should move to a waiting list. And I think every gig app should remove the tiers. So this isn't about tiers either, guys. This would be a first come, first serve. Meaning if you multi-app. So if you multi-app and you take an Uber Eats and your DoorDash goes off, a slot just opened.
Yep.
Might cause a little more people to stick with one app, but it also would make it, you would work the numbers of the cap. It would clear up some city issues too, but you would also make it so that the people who are out working can make some money. I don't know. I think that if you need 3,000 people, I think allowing 12 to be out there is just irresponsible and ridiculous. And I understand they don't care, but they're going to care at some point because there aren't going to be people to do these. And we're nowhere near the robots. The robots are still just a hoax.
Oh, I
There's
agree.
yours.
Especially in an area like ours.
Yeah, I mean, no perfect example right now, the whole Northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll never be here because it's just too congested. It's
Even the Waymos, though, and I won't get started on that because I've done a lot on that lately, and I'm pissed. I think that it's ridiculous that they're rolling those out, even fake. But I mean, one hit a kid recently, so every time it's an excuse, it's this, that. But so driver cap, and then instead of, I don't know if you know what drip pricing is, but drip pricing is it. I had to look into it when I saw it in an article because it hasn't been used in like decades. But it has to do now with the apps, the speed at which they allow a customer to flow screen, like when ordering food, they actually slow it down a little bit so that, and not just to show you add-ons and stuff, but they slow it down a little bit so that by the end, it's like, here's your total. And it does, all of them do. Here's your total. And then there's one more screen. Do you want a tip?
Mm-hmm.
That tip comes after you've already seen how much you're being ripped off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of going down. Every other country that Uber and DoorDash are operating in don't really, they do, but people don't rely on the tips.
Right.
The rest of the world isn't a tipping culture.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they just kind of build more in a price. So my idea is, why not just have a bid on service?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the menu, pick your items. Okay, how quick do you want it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 5 p.m. on a Friday. We can get it in an hour. You can get it in 40 minutes, 30, 20, and all of those save you money or charge you more depending on all of that. But that just goes right to the driver. If you want to tip above and beyond that, cool. But that just makes it a flat pay and it moves with time. So if you're working the midnight shift when all the bars let out, depending on the town you're in, like here, midnight can make you a lot of money. But you would make a lot more and they would waste a lot less data and piss a lot less people off by that drip pricing model if they just said, okay, look, here's the food and with taxes, service fees, blah, 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 here and the how fast do you want it? Okay, boom, here's your price.
I think though, like there's just too many variables for that to work though. You don't know if a driver is multi-apping and taking orders on multiple apps at once. B, you don't know, like you'd also have to factor in how busy the restaurant is, because sometimes the restaurant's just way too busy. They can't pump out the food fast enough especially not knowing if it's like over here we have diners and things, diners and stuff.
Well,
how many people are in store, so you have cooks cooking for in-store customers and delivery customers. I don't know. Like I feel like if I was ordering food, I don't know if I would even trust I don't know if that would motivate me to tip more. Like I don't know if
I'm saying it this way. Like all the $2 no tips. I'm saying this would even cover those. This would be you're getting paid correctly for the order, like the rest of the world on the bid on service. If you want to tip, great. Honestly, you wouldn't have to. This would be more of a model where you're being paid better.
Right.
But again, then just remove the don't allow 20% cancellations or whatever they allow.
Yeah.
Allow 2% and say, look, this is what it is. There's no tip baiting, there's no trash. This is what it is. Do you want it to take it? It's you. You got to do it.
You should go like even further into that. And if because these customers that they order from like miles away, if you're 10 miles away from your restaurant, you have to pay more. And put that on the customer that they have to pay for the driving time.
Yeah, especially if they want to get a restaurant that's so far away.
Yeah, well, part of that is their deal about pars. I am blown away by the par thing. I think that's just messed up. You know what I mean? Like when you're, like I have a McDonald's right here. If there's somebody right over here that wants to order food, they might send me out to the airport McDonald's.
Right. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And it's like, why? There's one a half a mile from his house. Like I'll just go there.
Yeah, you know how many times like we pick up like an order for like McDonald's, like you said, and we pass like 3 McDonald's before we get to the house. Like, why? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, my favorite was that the Applebee's order that we drove, and he's like, why the heck he's like, why does it always go to that Applebee's? And I'm like, I don't know. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe they shut that tablet off. I would
Yeah.
say, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think it's just, I mean, I know that like placement with McDonald's, I always use McDonald's because it's global, but placement with McDonald's in the app so that when you open it, you see McDonald's pretty much first is based on them hitting their pars on all the restaurants in a
Right.
city.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, then they start dropping down a bit and maybe they show better restaurants. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like the messes keep coming and coming. I mean, there's a thing out with Uber and these sexual assaults are finally being tried. They haven't been able to that involve the company until now. It's been this arbitration mess. Well, the first one was scheduled for 5 weeks. It was decided in under 3 days by the judge. The plaintiff was awarded the fullest amount that they could do, $8.5 million. There are 3,000 plus sexual allegation lawsuits in the wait right now, and that was the bellwether case. So now lawyers are approaching these people. They're picking them up. They're starting to fly left and right. If all 3,000 of these were to happen this year, in all the different states, and if they were to follow that model at all, even at 8 million, if you did 3,000 times 8 million, that's $24 billion. That sexual assault thing that's been going on for so long, 24 billion puts Uber out of business. Without question.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's for those that use the drop in the bucket term. Like this again, guys,
Right.
no lawsuits are anymore, but like this is the kind of thing I've been talking about. This could put them out of business. And when you say no, it couldn't. Yeah, it could. It's not up to them or us or anybody. Yes, it would. It would put them out of business. So, I mean, when you have something like that going, and that's just one thing. I don't know. I feel like they've screwed around they've screwed around with everything for so long. They've lied to lawmakers. They've lied to constituents now are restaurant owners, customers. Before it was just the drivers. Now it's the customers and the restaurant owners.
Yeah.
You have to listen to your constituents. I don't care how many bags of money DoorDash gives you, unless you're just done in politics and you're just quitting. Because you're not going to get reelected if you don't listen to your people. Especially, and we all know this, it shouldn't matter, but a business person that owns restaurants and stuff, they're going to carry a lot more weight with a legislator. So I don't know. I feel like the curtain's been revealed. I feel like, I hate to say it, but I feel like the word Ponzi scheme's been coming in my head lately. I don't want to even use that word because I don't feel like it is quite that, but
no,
it's not far from it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, at least like the trajectory, because I don't see what they're doing to fix it in any of the apps.
They're not.
Right.
They're not. It's only getting worse.
But for everybody, it's not like it's getting better for the customers, a little worse for the business, horrible for the drivers.
Like
there's no balance. It's just everybody's getting shafted.
Yep.
And I think people have had enough. So, one thing I was telling, and I just want to put this out there to anybody who's having trouble, with any of this stuff. Like I said to my guest from Seattle, when we were talking about what the law pay up had done to him, since he can't get any food anymore, there's a thing where like Delivered Expedite left the state of Washington because of all this stuff. Like they said we're done, and they were done February 13th. They stopped operating. I said, man, you know what? If the catering companies are stepping out, and DoorDash has burned their bridge with Easy Cater beyond belief. Like they get only the trash that the other companies can't fulfill. Zifty, deliver that, Delivered Expedite. But they only get the trash. They're not even in the mix of catering anymore. Go out and land some catering clients. I've always said, like land your own rideshare business, do this, do that. I mean, land your own clients, but go out and get some catering companies for, I mean, if your city pay up law has made the companies leave, operate under the radar and go do something. But I do think people are going to need to start separating. If you just do food delivery, and I can't speak for you. I don't know. I just have to say what I feel. And I honestly, in every part of me, feel like if you're just doing food delivery, you're going to need to find something else here soon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
agreed.
I mean, unless the money isn't the biggest deal, you're retired,
Mhm.
you don't really need it, your kids are out of the house, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Those are the different situations. But those of
Oh,
you
there's a question.
who
It's like
hustle,
90% of the people I feel like are saying that they really don't need it.
yeah, right. But so I'm just saying, like, I mean, even if it's other apps, like maybe you haven't
Mhm.
explored that option, but I like putting it out there as much as I can because I feel like people are going to need to start making that shift.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like not like in the years past though, like it's really food delivery, especially it's definitely
Grocery shopping.
yeah. I mean, is it that lucrative though? I don't know.
I think the difficult thing about catering is catering. I feel like it's hard to do on a part-time basis. Unless
well, a
it's
lot of
like
caterings in
catering
the
on the
day
weekend,
too.
because a lot of the
Yeah.
catering is during weekdays with businesses.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
think that's a very hard thing, because I think if we've had people ask, "Oh, why don't you do catering?" It's just it's hard to do. If you have a 9 to 5 job, it's hard to do. So like
Right.
for people like us, what are the options? The options are food delivery and grocery shopping. Things that people are doing on the weekend.
Well, people like you can afford to go, forget it.
Well, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
I know you're not gonna because you like
Yeah.
Right.
doing it and stuff, but
Yeah,
like,
because we like doing it. But like I said, it's like, well, do we really want to make more money? I don't know if we do. I don't know if we want to make more money because of tax brackets. That's my whole
yeah,
thing. But we still
yeah.
do it anyway because, like I said, it's still as fun to do.
There's definitely still money to be made. I just think you need to spread it around a bit.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think that you need to get into other spaces. And I think even part of it, even if you're still, I believe this, even if you're if you're like, I still do good on DoorDash, not great, but I do good. I think it would be a good idea to get on another app and start turning DoorDash off and showing them how much the algorithm notices that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man, he's not turning this on anymore. And if you're thinking, yeah, but they don't need me. Yeah, but they want you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They don't need you, but
I'm
they
actually
want you.
surprised. I'm actually surprised with the amount of time that we actually turn on DoorDash now. I'm surprised that we haven't received any incentives. I would have thought at this point, because of how infrequently we turn on, that we would have gotten some kind of incentives just to go out there and dash.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
I wonder how it is still for
Does
new
Dash
dashers if they
does
get
Dash
if they
offer
get
incentives?
those
Uber
good.
Eats does. Uber Eats gave me like they actually saved my first 2 weeks of this year. I made more on Uber Eats than I did all last year
Yeah, no,
because
I don't
of
even see
bonuses.
incentives from them
Because of
either.
bonuses. But the
Yeah.
bonus was do 10, get $120, then it went to 100 and it was
Mhm.
unlimited. So I
Yeah,
was doing
I'm
it for
not
the
seeing any of
bonus
that.
money. I was taking the $2 no tip offers that were 1 mile. I was actually fighting the clock because I knew I couldn't make that much on the platform. I was like, I'll just go for the bonus. I don't care.
Yeah, so I haven't turned my DoorDash on in, I don't even remember. My last email from them was in June of 2025.
No, it's been 365 days since your last dash.
Oh, so it's actually been over that. So, and that was in June.
That was June of last year.
So
since Mary has last turned on her DoorDash.
So I haven't been on DoorDash since 24.
Yeah, no incentives, which is like I'm actually kind of surprised, that they haven't done anything to like push people to like get back on, which means
They really don't care.
they don't care.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't. You guys, it's always so much fun to have you. I I don't know
thanks
what we
thanks
did
for-
or
thanks
what
for
we
the invite.
did or but I feel
It's
like
been a weird it's been a weird year for us. So, and it's definitely been an adjustment for us. But it's important for us that we still remain part of the community. Even if we aren't, I sometimes I would always get worried, like, are we gig workers? Are we not gig workers? But I guess because we still do it a little bit, we're still fall under that umbrella.
Well, here's how I'll answer it. Do you tell your friends you're gig workers?
Well, they all know we do it. They all know we do it. But I don't use the terminology gig workers. Just like we do DoorDash and we do YouTube and we do, side hustles. So But yeah, because what is a gig worker now? If you're not like, what is a gig worker? Is a gig worker somebody who turns on the apps and does the work once a month, once a week,
well, I guess
does it full time? What is the definition of a gig worker now?
Gig worker / YouTuber.
That's where I was going with it, is like, we have the stats in front of us. 92% of people do 16 hours or less. So maybe those people who are like, man, get a real job. And we always are like, shut up, dude. Am I being paid? This is a real job. But at the same time, it's like 92% of us work 16 hours or less a week. So
I guess, but like, okay, let's say I work 16 hours a week at Best Buy. I'm still a Best Buy employee.
Right. Exactly. Like I was just going to say, if you have a part-time job after your full-time job, you're still doing that job.
You work for that company. So I guess the answer
is yes. It's our part-time job.
It really is.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you guys have said this for a long time, that it's best to be part-time. I know other people that say that. I guess I always say it depends on the market you're in. Like me, 100%. I don't even do food delivery. 2% of my income per year is DoorDash and Uber Eats. Right. Like I do curry, and I make a lot of money on curry. I'm now fitting in more catering. I do other B2B apps. I prefer that work better. I feel like it means more. I don't have to fight with parking around restaurants and all this craziness all the time. I'm more like going to like industrial areas and picking things up from, 48 bay warehouses.
And then YouTube gives you some pocket change also.
Yes.
Our friend Rob, he still does it full time.
I mean, right? yes.
Yeah, Rob does it full time. Yeah.
Actually, you nailed it. They give pocket change.
YouTube gives pocket change, by the way. YouTube does not pay well, everybody. Just heads up.
Yeah. When we were at our height, we
had one, like they paid us well for like 2 months, and now it's like, but I'm okay with that though. I'm okay with that.
Well, sometimes with money. YouTube, it's a little different. Maybe you ride out a wave and a new trend comes up, and that'll work for you, and you have an established channel. So do I. So we're in a different position. But I hear what you're saying. Like, don't try and start a gig channel or do if you want to do it, but don't do it for the money. Don't start a gig economy channel on YouTube and think, dude, I'm going to make some money on this.
Yeah, if you want to talk about dollar per hour, if you actually broke down dollar per hour of YouTube, it's probably about like $2 an hour, maybe $3 an hour. Don't look at it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I have the audio podcast too. So for me, it's always been more about that. But I do like the community here, and I get a lot of feedback, and that's nice.
That's what it's about. That's honestly, that's what content creation is about, in my opinion, the community.
Yeah.
I love making a video and then seeing comments from like a lot of the same people,
Yeah.
All of them.
For sure.
Even the ones that say, I love your channel and I watch you a lot, but I love you guys too.
You guys, I'm sure that most of
Melly,
you, all of you,
if you love what you do, money is secondary.
100%. Shout out to Melly.
Let's put that up there. In fact,
yep. If you love what you do, money is secondary. That's 100% accurate.
Yeah, because the other side of this, in my opinion, is if you hate what you do, you'll quit.
Yeah. 100%.
Or you'll get fired. Something's gonna happen.
Right.
It's not gonna be pretty.
That's why you need vacations, even with your gig work, and you need.
We just took the best vacation. Shout out to we just went to Punta Cana for a week. And you know what we did? Nothing.
We woke up in the morning. We went for breakfast. We said, okay, are we going to go to the beach? We're going to go to the pool. What are we doing? Yep. That's what we did for a whole week.
That was the entire week. And wonderful. We drank plenty. It was great.
And we drank all day. And we don't drink. And we drank all day, every day.
Well, even people who don't drink, you drink when you go on a vacation like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it was
it's like a cruise. Like, I dare you to say you don't drink on a cruise.
Well, it was funny when we got there. They sat us down before showing us the room, and it's like, do you want anything to drink? And we were both like, we'll have a Diet Coke. And the guy's like, really?
And he like gave us like a side eye.
They have a Diet Coke. I'm like, well, yeah, because we don't really drink, and we need to kind of. And the first night we had a couple of drinks, and like, no joke, both of us, we were so buzzed after like 1.5 drinks. by the
Yeah,
time
I mean,
we were done,
I ran a
we-
bar
we-
forever, and I've toned it way down. But if I go there, I might even get drinks I would never have. I might get those umbrella drinks. And
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all we drank
Give me
the
the-
whole week.
give me the drink with the most fruit in it. You mean alcohol?
Yeah.
No, I just want the most fruit, and then pour some alcohol. I
You
don't
know how much of not drinkers, like especially with me, the guy who, what was it, the pina colada?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we're sitting on, we're at the pool, and they have a guy, a waiter that comes by every like 20 minutes and like, do you want anything? And I said, yeah, we'd like to have a pina colada. And he's like, with rum? I was like, no rum. He's like, no rum? And then Mary said to me afterwards, like, you realize that's the alcohol, getting non-alcohol. So when he came back, I was like,
And he had like a huge glass of rum.
yeah, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. I meant to have the rum too. I didn't realize. And then he brought like a big glass of rum.
Because was it all inclusive?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was all inclusive. Yeah.
That's the way
It,
to
was- it
go.
was
Yeah,
like
I mean-
it was like being on a cruise, just not on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
I've been on. By the way,
but-
to
but
those
you-
that I can enjoy
know,
a cruise, I have, but I also have had to work on too many for the laser company because we do all the Carnival cruise lines.
Yeah.
So like if we, when you port and you pull in at like 8 in the morning, and then like you have to be back on the boat by 3 or 4.
Yep.
So like we would have that time to go on as they ported.
Yeah.
Okay, get on there and get off. And
Mhm.
if we didn't get off before they were done, we had to get off at the next stop and fly back or take a
Oh,
next
God.
boat and we had to sleep down in the quarters too. So we were underneath the water. And those, I don't know if you guys have never been down there, I'm sure, but it
No.
looks like it looks kind of like Taiwan or something. It's like all smoky. There's people from the Philippines rolling dice down there. There's like a turkey or a chicken running down the thing. It's like, what are you talking about? Then it has like the army barrack fold out beds on the metal walls in these little rooms.
Yeah.
And so, but you fold it down and you lay in that thing. And I only did it one time. I mean, like every time they were like, here's your room. You're like, I would have a room. Okay. But I just started sleeping anytime in the ballrooms behind our equipment because down there, the metal bends in. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this thing, but when water is pushing a boat, it goes, and the wall will touch you.
Yeah.
Like the people up above who are enjoying the cruise, they don't know about all this.
Oh gosh.
But down there, the metal moves and it touches you.
Oh, that's
It's
creepy.
freaky.
I
As soon
did
as it
turn
did it
it-
to me once, I was like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I did turn the apps on down there just to see, but there was no DoorDash or Uber Eats down there, but I did turn the apps on.
Yeah.
We
So
have to see.
always fun,
This-
you
but
guys.
this is
I
like
love
rest on your
having
zone.
you. You guys check out Lou and Mary and the people on Lou and Mary. You were quiet tonight.
Yep.
Usually when we do these, you
Yeah.
guys are like all over the chat. But I saw that you were in here. You were just quiet.
Yes. We will have a new video coming out next week because we'll be going out and doing a shift this Sunday. So
Yes.
new video finally coming. I think it's been like 3 weeks since we've had a video.
It's coming. It's
Yeah,
coming.
maybe they're all just better that you went on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were finally back to posting consistent content, and then we had 3 weeks. That's what we
Yeah, and
got.
then the stupid snowstorm.
The snow and my migraines and all that other stuff, and then before you knew it, it's like we got another gap. It's like really that's excuse me, that's one thing for this year. I really kind of want to have more consistent content again this year.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is annoying. YouTube, I blame YouTube too. YouTube, if you don't push out consistent content, YouTube doesn't even tell your subscribers that you have a video out. So
Oh yeah,
YouTube.
and YouTube made a change that made me make a major change. I don't know what I did, good or bad here, but I ended all my memberships and I confirmed it with YouTube on Twitter, which is the place you go for YouTube answers if you want an answer quickly. You just go to Twitter and put YouTube creators, and they'll answer you in an hour. But I said, what is this? Because I was having other people tell me too. And so if I'd make a new video, they wouldn't put that video out. They'd put my members' videos out. Some of my members' videos are 2 hours long, dude. That's not going to attract somebody.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, my thing was like, dude, I don't want to end it. But, and my members and I had a ton of members content, but I was like, I don't want that out there.
Right.
I want them to see what I'm creating and what is current, not, oh yeah, he just dropped a video today. This was 3 weeks ago for his members. Here, look at this. Like, I don't want to see.
I see that, you know, I see that when I go onto like my other YouTube channels, and I'll see our like members only video of like members only that we did like 2 years ago with like deleted scenes of a particular video, and it's showing like members only. And if I'm somebody who's scrolling their YouTube and I see Long Island Dash Experience members only from 2023, deleted scenes that I can't even access, like how does that help? How does that help our channel? That stuff should,
because
I feel like members only stuff should not be visible on the browser.
You know, what they do is you tag them in a post and then they say, check your DM. So I did. And dude, he was pretty damn straight up with me. He's like, well, he goes, obviously your channel's monetized. He goes, but we all make more money from members. He goes, so we're working more on the members model now. We want to get people to be your members. And I'm like, man, this is the worst thing you've ever done. And it's going to be stupid for small creators. They're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
just,
so
the whole system is the YouTube system is terrible. So don't go into YouTube for money. Go into YouTube because you enjoy community and because you enjoy creating content and being creative.
Right. If you need a platform for money, just go to OnlyFans and do foot stuff or clip
That's it.
or something.
Yeah.
That's it. No OnlyFans here. Sorry, folks.
Well, that's why I was saying just do feet stuff. If you're not into the real,
you definitely don't want pictures of my feet.
Side of it, you know, just clip your toenails. People are weird. People will pay
Listen,
for weird stuff.
One of the first things we did when we went to Punta Cana is I went to the shop and I got toenail clippers. Mary says, "You're not walking around with me with those toenails."
I wanted him to get a pedicure, but he didn't want to.
I'm afraid.
I got him to get a massage. That was
yeah, that was interesting. That was fun. Yeah, but then we came back to a blizzard, so whatever.
Hey, at least you weren't in it for the whole time. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for joining us. That's a wrap for the week. I give it up for Lou and Mary. And until next time, be safe, earn smart, hustle hard, be good to each other, be nice, and don't sit out. Don't believe in active time. That's how I'll end it. Active time is not real. It's not real. When you leave your door till you get home, that's how long you worked.
Yep.
It's actually optimization time. How much of your time did you optimize?
Yeah.
Yep.
But active time is, I put up a poll, and I'll just say this is the last thing. I put up a poll that said, DoorDashers, how do you measure your hourly rate? And I said, I put active time or dash time. And it was very close. Like near 50-50-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, dude, how are half of you saying that you measure your hourly rate on your active time? I mean, if you're only active 1 out of every 3 hours, you still worked 3 hours. You just wasted it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, when I use the Everlance app, and I say working is the second that we leave the house. When we get back to the house, so that's active time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Because otherwise, you could be doing fun things. So, you guys, I guess it's just a check. We're all still here. We're all still doing the work. We're all trying to find different ways around it. If you hear about new apps, tell Lou and Mary and I so that we can get on them too.
Comment below.
Other than that, though, thank you everybody, and have a great night. And nobody leave. This is because I'm deleting it after this. I've done it a couple times, but this is the outro. It's still the outro song. It's the same, just 45 seconds. But it's a Waymo situation in Austin with 3 of them. You gotta look real close, but it'll become very apparent what's going on. It almost looks like they're dancing. So on the way out, don't miss this. Watch.